Kavita, we start with you. I think everyone is looking at, immunity, because I think that's the biggest question now. The virus obviously will get to you if your immunity is weak. So what are the things that we need to eat? What are the things that we need to keep stock of? And since we now know that the lockdown is going to last longer, what can we make do with, given what we have in the fridge?
Hi everyone. Thank you, Kaveri. It's an absolute pleasure to be here in the first edition of Time Pass, which I'm sure is going to become a lovely entity as time passes. So today, as you said, the first question in everyone's mind is about their immunity, whether they have a strong immunity or not.
Yes.
Basically, whether they'll be able to give the virus a skip or not, or will they succumb. So we are all stuck at home. There is no doubt about that. And there is no confusion about that. There is no other choice because there is no cure for this virus and prevention is our only bet. So it's necessary, right? So in fact, I feel that we should use this time very constructively and try and build our health to a level where we are not just able to shake off this pandemic, but, consider health as a continuum and make our immunity so strong that we are not really worried about anything being thrown at us later in future as well.
Because Kavita, as you know, all virologists are saying that this is just the first of several viruses that is going to hit us over the years now.
Precisely. That's the point, which is why I am again insisting that we have to look at, we only start thinking about our immunity when a pandemic hits us.
Yeah.
That's really wrong, The fact is that we have to keep working on our body as and when and all the time, frankly. And now is the best time, now that you have the time and you have the motivation and you're stuck at home, fortunately or unfortunately. So I think this is a perfect time to start working on your immunity.
Right.
For that, I hope everybody understands what immunity is. It's not something that you can test or you can, take a temperature off to figure out how strong it is or not. The only way of knowing it is whether you fall sick quickly, or, you don't fall sick that quickly. And we also here, I must add, need a stronger immunity because if you do catch the virus, it is our immunity which is going to decide how quickly we're able to get out of it.
Right.
In the circumstances, whether you being careful about your hygiene and not really going out, that is great. That is needed. I mean, there's no choice there. But at the same time, building an immunity is really important to make sure that you stay safe now and also later forever.
Yeah.
So how can we really go about it? This is something that, which has an answer in a very, very basic solution, frankly. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of cliche that old is gold, frankly.
Yes.
And I feel the solution for this also lies in our past. The simple way that we used to live and the old and the traditional rules of eating that we used to follow, trust me, if you try and thrash them today, all the answers for having a strong ironclad immunity are there. And today, when we have our children captive at home, I personally feel that not only should we build our own immunity, but make sure that they get a habit system, which ensures that their immunity is so strong that they really are never at risk later in life as well when they grow up, right? Because if you work on them now, it will become part of their habit system.
Right.
So I feel you should just use this opportunity to the maximum. Feed them the right foods, and not just the foods, First, we really need to talk about certain basic habits, which actually can help us. All the researchers now even the West is waking up to the fact that there was something really solid in all the traditional rules that we were following. Why a little bit of ghee was always put in the fulka, why we always used to have cut onions and, green chilies with our food. Yeah. Why now homes earlier, that dinner on the table at the same time every day together with everybody was totally non-negotiable.
Right.
All these things are now the value of all these things and the benefits are now being proven. Okay. So here, since we don't have so much time, I'm just going to mention 3 basic rules first, then go on to the specific foods, which I feel are very, very easily doable today, especially, unfortunately, as we are stuck at home. You know, in fact, I would say maybe fortunately we are stuck at home and it gives us the opportunity to practice them, even if by force, you know. First is, instead of relying on processed food, the traditional diet always, you know, depended on home cooked food.
Right.
And today we don't really have a choice but to cook at home. So if we go back to this and we make a habit out of it, you know, we eat home cooked food and make a mela out of it, you know, make it feel like not a chore, but actually something that we are enjoying doing. The children are going to take that on. It'll, you know, rub on to them. And hopefully it'll become a habit and they'll enjoy it so much that frankly, they'll continue later as well following this system. Right. It's a brilliant opportunity for us as of today. One, we don't have a choice. Second, we should just use it and take it as an opportunity. Second, eating fresh and seasonal food. Now that is what we're doing every day. Because of the scarcity, we're just buying whatever is freshly available and making it. So that again is a good thing for us. We must benefits of it, the faida that it is going to give us. Third, the community aspect of eating together. I think this is a good time when everyone is home. Enforce this habit of making sure that all the gadgets, the books, the phone, everything is away at mealtime. Everybody sits down. Earlier it was a habit. Now it has become, you know, almost like a forgotten way of eating. Maybe if we can enforce it, maybe in one meal to begin with every day, and then take it over to the second meal and the third meal. Eventually, we have enough number of days for it to become a habit. You know. So I feel these simple habits, if we can start practicing them, and these are all no-brainers, frankly, but still we don't do them, you know. So if we do that, I think lockdown is a perfect opportunity to emulate this simple traditional way of eating and cooking at home, you know, taking out cookbooks and making food at home. You don't have to be a chef or a cookbook. You can just make simple food, but make it with everyone's, you know, everybody gets together and makes it, and then it becomes a ritual of sorts eventually. Now coming to specifics, because that, of course, everybody needs quick hacks and we must talk about that. All the basic rules apply for immunity. First, of course, that you must watch your weight. Every excess kilo on your body means there is more burden on you to keep you safe. It's I mean, I'm just putting it as bluntly and simply as possible. Sleeping well is possible, very, very important. Getting out and sitting in the sun is very important, especially today. We all keep talking about vitamin D, but you need all the vitamin D your body can make today to keep the virus at bay. But that said, there is no bypassing the importance of eating right. A few foods, which I'm sure the foods that I'm going to mention today are already there in your pantry. You won't really have to go hunting for them, because that's the whole idea. And in fact, that's the beauty of these everyday foods, you know. You don't really know the importance of them. But before I come to food, I need to talk about water first, because that's again ignored so much. Okay? That's the first nutrient everybody must consider for boosting their immunity. Even a small percentile, dehydration in the body can down the immunity big time. That's not something to be taken lightly at all. You know, so drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water, whether you're sitting in a cool room or not, is like absolutely non-negotiable.
And Kavita, warm water is preferable, or should it be sort of room temperature?
No, room temperature is fine. Warm water has different benefit. It keeps your metabolism up.
Suparna is immediately having a glass of water. Drink of water. Yeah, great.
Water is absolutely essential. You know, here, everybody, I face that every day in my clinic. You know, people find it really difficult to remember to drink water. So I have a very simple way of teaching them. There's something I can probably just share here. Just have 2 glasses of water the moment you get up in the morning. Right? Begin with 1 if you find too difficult, and build it up to 2. And then fill 1 liter bottle of water and hook or by crook. Whether you have to put an alarm for it or not, finish it by 1 o'clock.
Right.
And then refill that same bottle and make sure you finish it before your dinner.
Okay.
That's the easiest way, frankly, to ensure and keep track of how much water you're having. Okay. And if you do this, you'll be fine. And so that's the first thing that everybody must start tracking their water intake.
Right.
Right. Then of course I have to begin with haldi.
Yeah.
That's our, export to the world. And everybody knows about the benefits of haldi. And biggest of those, I mean, there are like thousands of benefits, but the biggest of all is that it's a strong flu fighter.
Right.
The curcumin in it is such a potent virus fighter that having a pinch of haldi every day is absolutely non-negotiable again. In fact, I say today, to keep the viral infections away.
Kacha haldi is okay, like the one you use in your...
Kacha haldi, brilliant, but the fact is you might not be able to source it today.
Yeah.
Some people are really lazy to, make it like that.
Yeah.
So if you have kacha haldi, simple, just shave a little bit of haldi and boil it with milk, add a little bit of pepper and have it, at bedtime. If you don't have,
you can use the masala.
Yeah, but make sure that you source the right pure haldi. That in case you should do for your cooking also. So just put a pinch, add a little bit of pepper, to your milk and have it at bedtime. Now here, a lot of people face trouble because a lot of people can't handle milk.
Yes.
I can't personally. I'm lactose intolerant as well, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do then is just boil some water, then add some ginger, some pepper, and a little bit of haldi to it, and have it. It's again similar. So you could do that, or you can add it to your buttermilk and have, if you can handle butter or almond milk, but just have it. Make sure that you have a little bit of haldi. It's really a potent infection buster. And that pepper is essential because you need to absorb that curcumin, and pepper is needed for that.
Okay.
So don't forget that pinch of pepper.
Right.
So do this either early in the morning or at bedtime. If you're doing the milk, do it at bedtime. If you're having it early in the morning, you can have it even in water.
Right.
Then the second thing I want to talk about is that, frankly, tell everybody that whenever you eat gajar ka halwa, please eat it without guilt. Really, honestly, it's one of the best things you can do, unless sugar is an issue, Then there are other ways to have carrots. But carrots you must eat because the beta carotene in them is, because it gets converted to vitamin A in the body. Right. It's again really an essential ingredient, to boost the production of infection-fighting killer cells in the body. There's a direct connect. So either have gajar ka halwa or have gajar ka juice or just chomp on gajar. In fact, raw gajar is even better, frankly, because the beta carotene, you get all of the beta carotene from gajar when you have it raw. Okay. So then, of course, the other easiest thing to source, but most people don't, unfortunately, is amla.
Yeah.
So vitamin C is the other nutrient that you have to keep in your pocket at this time, and amla is the best way to get it. It's loaded with vitamin C. So either have just the amla juice early in the morning, or you can just shred it and keep adding it to anything and everything. You can add it to your salads. I even add to my soup. Or if you again murabba for children especially.
Yeah.
One amla murabba a day is the easiest way to make them have amla because they might not like the juice, frankly. Of course, nimbu. We have to talk about nimbu, and I'm sure every household has nimbu stocked up.
Yeah.
Your lemons is absolutely essential because we have to make sure that we keep our gut in an alkaline situation.
Right.
And is the best way to make sure that it doesn't really get acidic, because when it's acidic, that's when the bacteria and the virus thrive in our body. So if we keep it the pH at the place where we want to keep it, then lemons can really help there.
Right.
So have again the way your grandpa used to do it, 1 cup of warm lemon water early in the morning is the best way to do it. For children, maybe just make a lemonade with a few mint leaves and keep it handy. So if they want to drink something, that's what they should go for.
Yeah.
Freshly squeezed lemon on everything everybody's eating, like poha, your salads. Those are the things that are very easily done, but we forget.
Yeah.
So again, they should be done. Now, flax seeds, you can still have it all of April. Maybe from May onwards, you need to cut down on them because they're really warm. But now you can have them a little because they are one of those rare vegetarian sources of omega-3, which we need again for a thriving immunity system. So add it to your porridge person, oats person, maybe add it to that. But if you're not that, then you can probably even add it to your dal.
Right.
I just adding it to your dal, mixing it up, and nobody will be any wiser, and it will go in,
Yeah.
your children's diet as well.
Yeah.
Yogurt
Yeah.
is another important thing, and this is a habit that I feel if you can teach your children today to have a cup or two of yogurt every day,
And preferably made at home, Kavita?
Preferably made at home, but if you can't, then get hold of yogurt, but have it. The point is, if I keep insisting on that you must make it at home, I find that most people tend to just skip it.
Switch off. Yeah.
I'd much rather that, I tell them that of course it is the best, but if that is not possible, these days you can still make it because you have the time, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't, and you might not be able to source fresh dahi from outside, so maybe make it at home now.
Yeah.
But even if you can't, idea is to have yogurt, at least 2 cups for everybody.
Wonderful.
That's not just for protein and calcium what I'm talking about here. It's again for the good bacteria, because most of your immunity system stems from your gut, like I mentioned earlier also. Right. So it's really important to keep your gut really happy. So if your gut is not happy, then you are bound to catch something or the other. If not this, then something else, right?
Great.
Spices. That spice dabba is the best medicine you can even think of. What we have, and it's so underrated, frankly.
Yeah.
I see people using just 3 spices. It's like salt, lal mirchi, and maybe garam masala, just to finish off the thing. But there's so many other salts, like turmeric I've already mentioned. There's cinnamon, there's peppercorn, there is cardamom, tulsi. If you have a tulsi plant, nothing like it. A little bit of ginger. So you take all of these, boil it in water. Clove. I'll just repeat them again. Clove, peppercorn, turmeric, cardamom, tulsi leaves, and ginger. So you just boil it, strain it, and then just sip it.
Right.
But if you find that a little bitter or something, you can just add these spices, some of them, or maybe all of them, or in totally your choice, sometimes some of them, and then just drink it with your tea.
Yeah.
Use that cup, that chai cup that we have at least 2 times a day as a potent infection fighting vector. I personally feel it's the best way to take in what we must, And in any case, tea is such an excellent relaxation tool. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like really one of those relaxing things. And relaxation and busting stress and keeping it away is one of the best ways to fight flu.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kavita.